What if everything we've been told about our past is wrong? What if the ruins scattered across our planet aren't just the remains of primitive civilizations, but evidence of something far more extraordinary? Hidden in plain sight, carved into stone, buried beneath centuries of earth, there are messages. Messages that were never meant for the people of their time, but for us, right now, in this moment. The question isn't whether ancient aliens visited Earth. The question is, what did they want us to know? Deep in the Iraqi desert, beneath layers of sand and time, archaeologists uncovered something that shouldn't exist. Clay tablets. Thousands of them. Written in cuneiform script by the Sumerians over 5,000 years ago. But these weren't recipes or tax records. These tablets told stories of beings who came from the stars. They called them the Anunnaki. According to these ancient texts, the Anunnaki descended from a planet called Nibiru. They came to Earth not as tourists, but with purpose. They needed gold. Not for jewelry or currency, but to save their dying atmosphere. And here's where it gets disturbing. According to the Sumerians, these beings didn't just mine the gold themselves. They created workers. They created us. The tablets describe genetic manipulation. The mixing of their essence with primitive hominids already living on Earth. They literally designed humanity to be a labor force. We were engineered. And once their mission was complete, they left. But not without leaving instructions behind. Now let's talk about Puma Punku in Bolivia. This isn't just another ancient ruin. This is a precision manufacturing site that defies everything we know about ancient capabilities. We're talking about stone blocks weighing over 100 tons, cut with such accuracy that modern engineers struggle to understand how it was done. No chisels. No primitive tools. These cuts are laser precise. The stones interlock perfectly, like massive Lego blocks designed by an advanced civilization. Some blocks have perfectly drilled holes, others have geometric cuts at exact 90-degree angles. The local legends don't claim humans built this. They say it was constructed by the gods in a single night, before the Great Flood. Carbon dating of organic material found at the site suggests construction around 15,000 years ago. That's impossibly old. That predates known civilization by thousands of years. Whoever built Puma Punku had technology we're only beginning to understand today. And they left it as proof. Proof that they were here. But perhaps the most chilling evidence comes from Egypt. Everyone knows the pyramids. Everyone's seen them in pictures. But very few people understand what they actually represent. The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just a tomb. It's a mathematical impossibility for the Bronze Age. This structure is aligned to true north with an accuracy of 3/60th of a single degree. It's located at the exact center of Earth's landmass. The ratio of its perimeter to its height equals 2 pi, the same ratio as a circle's circumference to its radius. The ancient Egyptians supposedly didn't even know about pi. Yet there it is, encoded in stone. Inside the pyramid, the king's chamber is built from granite blocks weighing up to 80 tons, transported from quarries 500 miles away. The blocks fit together so tightly that you can't slide a piece of paper between them. No mortar. Just precision. The air shafts point directly at specific stars, Orion's belt and Sirius. This wasn't random. This was intentional cosmic alignment. Egyptian hieroglyphs describe beings called the Neteru, translated as watchers, or those who watch. They came from the sky in boats of light. They brought knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and agriculture. They taught the Egyptians how to build, how to farm, how to survive. And then, like the Anunnaki, they vanished. But they left blueprints. Encoded knowledge hidden in their architecture. Let's go to the Nazca Lines in Peru. Massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor, some stretching over 1,200 feet long. You can only see them properly from the air. Think about that. The ancient Nazca people created artwork that can only be appreciated from a vantage point they supposedly never had access to. Unless they did. The designs include a monkey, a spider, a hummingbird, and geometric patterns so precise they look like airport runways. In fact, some researchers believe that's exactly what they are. Landing strips for ancient aircraft. The local legends speak of sky gods who descended in golden discs. They called them the Viracocha. Teachers from the stars. The lines themselves were created by removing the top layer of reddish pebbles to reveal the lighter ground beneath. Simple technique, but the scale and precision required incredible planning. There are over 800 straight lines, some running perfectly parallel for miles. GPS-level accuracy without GPS. How? Some of the geoglyphs match constellations in the night sky. Others align with the sun during solstices. These weren't random drawings. They were messages. Signals. Markers saying, "We were here, and will return." Now let's discuss the Dogon tribe of Mali in West Africa. These people, living in relative isolation, possessed astronomical knowledge they had no way of obtaining. They knew about Sirius B, a white dwarf star invisible to the naked eye, not discovered by modern astronomy until 1862. Yet the Dogon have known about it for centuries. They describe it perfectly, a small, heavy star that orbits Sirius A every 50 years. They drew diagrams. They performed rituals based on this knowledge. When anthropologists asked them how they knew this, the Dogon said their ancestors were visited by amphibious beings called the Namo, who came from the Sirius star system in spacecraft. These beings taught them astronomy, agriculture, and culture. Coincidence? Or contact? In India, the ancient Sanskrit texts called the Vedas describe flying machines called vimanas. These weren't metaphors or mythology. The descriptions are technical. They include details about propulsion systems, weapons, and navigation. The Vaimanika Shastra, an ancient text, contains diagrams of different types of aircraft, specifications for metal alloys, and even instructions for pilots. These texts describe aerial battles between gods using weapons that sound disturbingly like modern missiles and nuclear devices. The Mahabharata speaks of a weapon called the Brahmastra, which unleashed devastation comparable to atomic bombs. Cities turned to ash. Survivors losing their hair and nails. Radiation poisoning described 5,000 years before Hiroshima. Archaeological sites in India, like Mohenjo-daro, show evidence of sudden, extreme heat. Skeletons found in the streets, struck down instantly. Glass-like fragments in the ruins, created only by temperatures exceeding 1,500 degrees Celsius. Something catastrophic happened. Something that looks exactly like a nuclear event. Let's talk about encoded messages. The Great Pyramid isn't the only structure with hidden mathematics. Angkor Wat in Cambodia is a temple complex that mirrors the constellation Draco as it appeared in 10,500 BCE. Stonehenge in England marks celestial events with astronomical precision. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, dated to 11,000 years ago, features massive T-shaped pillars arranged in circles, covered in carvings of animals and symbols we still can't fully translate. All of these sites share common features: astronomical alignment, impossible precision, massive stones transported over huge distances, and construction dates that predate known civilization. They're spread across the globe, built by cultures that supposedly never contacted each other. Yet they all tell the same story. Visitors from the sky. Teachers. Gods. Aliens. But here's what really matters, the message they left behind. Every ancient culture speaks of a cycle. The Mayan. The Egyptians, the Sumerians, the Hindus, they all describe great ages, periods of time where humanity rises and falls. The Mayans tracked this in their long count calendar. The Hindus call them yugas. The Egyptians spoke of the first time, Zep Tepi, when the gods walked among men. These cycles aren't random. They're astronomical. They're based on the precession of the equinoxes, a phenomenon where Earth's axis wobbles over a period of approximately 26,000 years. Ancient cultures shouldn't have known about this. It requires centuries of continuous observation. Yet they encoded it everywhere. The message is clear: time is cyclical. Civilizations rise, reach their peak, and fall. It's happened before. It will happen again. But here's the critical part: each cycle presents an opportunity for evolution. For growth. For transcendence. The ancient aliens didn't just visit and leave. They seeded knowledge. They gave us the tools to advance. Mathematics, astronomy, agriculture, architecture, medicine, these weren't gradual human discoveries. They were gifts. Downloaded directly into early human civilizations to jumpstart our development. But with these gifts came a warning. Encoded in their structures, hidden in their texts, repeated across every culture they touched, knowledge without wisdom leads to destruction. Technology without consciousness leads to catastrophe. Look at our world today. We have technology that would seem like magic to people just a century ago. Artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, quantum computing, nuclear power. We've reached a level of capability that ancient civilizations could only dream of. Yet we're on the brink. Climate collapse, nuclear weapons, artificial intelligence potentially surpassing human control. We're at the same crossroads they warned about. The Hopi people of North America speak of this moment. They call it the end of the fourth world and the beginning of the fifth. They say humanity will face a choice: continue on the path of material obsession and technology without spirit, leading to destruction, or choose balance, harmony, and spiritual evolution. The ancient aliens left markers, not just in stone, but in our DNA. Studies show humans experienced sudden genetic changes approximately 200,000 years ago. Changes that shouldn't occur naturally. Our chromosome count differs from every other primate. We have 46. Great apes have 48. Geneticists call this chromosome 2, a fusion that appears artificial, deliberate. We are the message. Our very existence is proof of intervention. Our capacity for abstract thought, creativity, spiritual awareness, these aren't random evolutionary developments. They're features. We were designed to be more than laborers. We were designed to evolve beyond our creators. And now, we're approaching another shift. UFO sightings are increasing. Governments are releasing classified documents admitting these objects exist. The Pentagon confirmed it. Navy pilots recorded them. These craft demonstrate technology far beyond our current capabilities: instantaneous acceleration, transmedium travel, no visible propulsion. They're back. Or rather, they never left. They've been watching, waiting for us to reach a critical threshold. The question is, will we pass the test? The ancient message isn't hidden anymore. It's everywhere, once you know how to look. In the myths we dismissed as primitive stories. In the structures we claimed were built by slaves with copper tools. In the knowledge we attributed to lucky guesses. In our own genetic code. The message is this: you are not alone. You never were. You are part of a cosmic family, descended from the stars. You have within you the potential for greatness beyond measure. But potential means nothing without choice. Choose wisdom over knowledge. Choose consciousness over technology. Choose unity over division. Choose love over fear. This is the evolution they seeded in us. This is the test they left behind. Ancient aliens didn't just visit Earth. They invested in it. In us. We are their legacy. Their experiment. Their hope. And now, as we stand on the edge of either transcendence or extinction, the choice is ours. The message was never really hidden. We just weren't ready to hear it. But now, as disclosure accelerates, as our technology catches up, as our consciousness expands, the message becomes clear. Wake up. Remember who you are. Remember where you came from. And choose wisely what you become. Because they're watching. They've always been watching. And soon, very soon, they'll return to see what we've done with the gifts they gave us. The question is, will they be proud? Or will they start over, as they've done before? The ancient aliens left this message for humanity. The real question is, are we finally ready to listen?